name is Darius Williams. I'm from Glenose High School, and this is Sincerity Sito.
Hello, my name is Dr. Sito Narcisse, proud superintendent of the East Baton Rouge Parish School System. We are so excited because we are in April. I know we just had April Fools, so we're not doing April Fools today. But more importantly, this whole entire month is Arab American Month. As many of you know, in our school system, we are a school system of 41,000 plus students, 6,000 employees, and multiple cultures, black, white, yellow, green, you name it, Haitian, Jamaican, Puerto Rican, Dominican, whatever the components are. And what makes our community beautiful is just an embracement of diversity and excitement that we have here in our state capital of Baton Rouge and being the second largest school district. Well, outside of those things, the big thing is that it is prom season. That means we're going to be doing some great things around prom. We have kids getting all ready, putting on their nice dress and clothes, tuxedos, and all that beautiful stuff. And what's the big thing for us is to make sure that we always have a lot of safety. So, as you know, I tell you guys all the time, I may be the superintendent, but it takes a village to do this work. So we invited Pete Jory. Well, we call him the Honorable Reverend Pete Jory, just kidding. But Pete Jory is a part of our eye care team. Eye care is a team that actually helps us to kind of work with social emotional support and within our community. And they're such great partners, and they are actually connected with our system anywhere you are in our parish to help with support. So I'm going to call Pete in, and Pete will have a little bit of conversation about how we keep our young people safe and young people how to keep any questions you may have. Pete, come on in.
Yeah, man. Hey.
How's it going, man?
Doing well.
Good.
Right.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, glad to be here.
Well, listen, a couple of things I wanted to ask you a little bit. As you know, it is prom season, and parents are thinking about what are the things that we got going on for prom, what are the questions, and students got questions. And so I had probably two questions and maybe see anything additional you want to add. So,
sure.
So first, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you do? What's your thing?
Okay, so my thing is at eye care. So actually my season, like we have different campaigns that we do. And so of course we go around and meet with students individually, but as far as this season, kind of for me it's supposed to be May, but it really falls into April and May that we try to help students celebrate safe. That's really our campaign because there's prom and there's graduation. And we want them to be aware that there are decisions that need to be made before you make some decisions.
Well, let's talk a little about this. Okay. Who are you, Pete? Are you from Baton Rouge? Have you been here?
Well,
where are you from?
So I'm from Bunkie, Louisiana. You're not going to know where that is. Nobody's going to know where that is. And so I'm from Bunkie, Louisiana. I came here years ago, and then I've been at eye care probably since 2016. I've been a teacher in the district since 2007. And so now I live in Prairieville, work here, but I'm also a minister. I serve at a church.
Nice.
And man, I love our students. I think we all have background and testimony, and so I just really like to give to students because, man, a lot of people invested in me, and so I like to invest back in them.
Listen,
so,
we're glad you are just on our team. It takes a village to do this work. So, so two big questions I got for students. Number one, so let's just say I'm a student, and you know, I want if I drank a little bit of beer or wine or anything like that. Tell me what would be going on during prom time with that.
So the thing about that is a lot of students say, well, I can do a little bit, and then let's say I do that, and then I get behind the wheel. So for an adult, people know that you can get a DUI, right? Or a DWI, maybe you would say that, driving under the influence. Well, that's 0.08, so that's a little bit more alcohol. But for a student, it's 0.02, which is really like a beer and a half, like a glass of wine and a half. It's not much at all, and if you get it, you get a DUI. And so, of course, like anything, that can be take your license away, not get a license for a really long time, have to do community service. It's a significant charge. Yeah.
So what I'm hearing you saying is kids got to make the right decisions to not put themselves in that position.
It'd be better not to do that at all.
Absolutely. All right. So the other thing I want to ask you is, so what if I get in a car with somebody who is, you know, they're drinking?
If someone's drinking and you find out about it, then the first thing is never assume that they can drive. Can't do that. And so the first thing you would ask them is, you know, don't. And the best thing you do is like insist that they don't. Do the best that you can to help them to make a good decision. If they are not willing to make that decision almost forcefully, we encourage you to, I mean, that sounds, but their life's on the line. So almost forcefully try to get those keys or to contact somebody you know that could intervene. But if you're with them and they refuse and you're in the car, you need to get out. You can call an Uber, you can call a friend, you can call a parent, but you cannot ride with them. You cannot take that risk. Personally, having had a friend and knowing of these scenarios, people get in the car, trust them. And like I said, growing up with a friend, someone passed away doing that exact thing. So.
Is there anything you'd like to add as we are in prom season, just to make sure we keep our people safe, our parents informed about what's going on?
I would. I think there's three things that I would say. First of all, you need to have a plan. So I call them like the 3 Ps, right? You need to have a plan. So before you ever go out, have a plan. In other words, if you at the last minute decide, well, I need to drive, and then you drive, but at the same time you're planning on partying, that's a problem. Or you end up being somewhere and you don't have a ride, and now you're forced to ride back with somebody. So I think that's important. I think pass on driving. Don't do it if you are planning on doing something or if you're unsure. So like, well, I don't know if I'm going to party. I don't know if I'm going to use. I don't know if I'm going to smoke. I don't know if I'm going to do those things. And then you end up going to the party, drinking, and now you have a vehicle and you feel obligated to get that back home. So pass on that idea. And then finally, the idea is permission. You want to make sure that you give someone permission to intervene if you break those rules. If they see you doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, give them the permission, take those keys, give me a ride home, call somebody, but do not let me do this. So if you do those 3 things, usually you can celebrate safe.
So let's make sure I got what I heard, the 3 Ps. So 3 P is plan.
Yep.
The second P is pass.
That's right.
Right? And the third P is permission.
That's
Am I
right?
right?
That's right.
All
Good
right.
job.
Good.
Man, if you can do it, then they can do it.
Hey, listen, I tell folks if I can do it, everybody can
That's
do
right.
it, right?
That's
So
right.
Anything else you want to add?
No, man, we really do, other than just to say thank you. Thank you for having us here. Appreciate all of our teachers, all of the people that are investing in our kids, that are communicating this message in our schools. Certainly I thank our eye care specialists for getting out there and communicating that, but we love our students. We want you to be able to tell everybody how much fun you had. The only way you can do that is if you arrive alive. So.
Well, like I always say, I may be the superintendent, but it takes an entire village to do that. We are glad you guys are part of that village.
Yeah.
Thanks so much, Pete, for coming around.
I appreciate it. Thank y'all. Thank you so much.
Well, a couple more things I'm going to talk about as we get through. Just wanted to highlight some of the great work that we're doing. In the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be heading over to the Magnet School Conference of America. Super excited about that because about the innovation work that we're doing here and all about the great magnet schools that we have. And we're going to talk about some of the new schools we got coming up, like our Focus Choice schools. I'll be on a panel with myself, Superintendent of Dallas ISD, Superintendent of Clark County, which is Las Vegas, and also Superintendent Pinellas in Florida. You should see that there. We're going to be talking about what are the things that we're doing as we elevate support for children in our school system, what new ways to introduce workforce models into our schools, and how to help to close the gap on helping kids get successful. So outside of that, that's all we got for this week. We're going to still have our usual updates, so just make sure you press the notification bell, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And as we always say, our goal is to make sure that the community is a part of us as we are part of the community, because #we are EBR.